from the Lakeside Newsroom of the Henrico Citizen, your hometown news source since 2001. This is the Henrico News Minute with publisher Tom Lapis.
Surveys distributed later this week by Henrico Schools will be binding. We'll have details about that story and more on today's Henrico News Minute. It's Wednesday, October 28th, 2020. Today's News Minute is brought to you by the Lakeside Farmers Market.
And now for the news.
Surveys distributed later this week to Henrico families asking them to choose whether their public school students will continue learning virtually or return to school in person will be considered binding for the remainder of the school year, according to school system officials. That message was conveyed in two separate meetings yesterday, one with employees and one with families. The reason is because of scheduling challenges that already are going to result from the reopening of schools and subsequent challenges that would result from a number of students switching again, according to officials. Though they did seemingly leave the door cracked open for families to at least request a change, either from virtual to in-person or vice versa, after students have returned in person, but said there are no guarantees that those requests could be met. Families and employees will have about 1 week to complete the surveys during the same time frame. During the meeting with employees, an HCPS human resources official said that the department would prioritize employee requests for accommodations from those who have health issues. Then they would consider requests from employees who live with someone with health issues or is at higher risk for serious effects from COVID-19. Finally, they would consider requests from those who simply aren't comfortable returning in person. Henrico Health Director Danny Avula said that the risk posed by students eating in classrooms without masks is extremely low as long as they are 6 feet away from anyone. Also in the meetings, officials said that exceptional education students who receive integrated services at the pre-K through 5th grade levels are eligible to return in person November 30th, and those in grades 6 through 12 will be able to return a week later on December 7th. You can read more of our coverage from last night's meetings on henricocitizen.com. All traffic-only cases scheduled to be heard this week in Henrico General District Court have been continued or postponed to later dates as a result of a COVID-19 outbreak in the courts. All criminal felonies and criminal misdemeanors, including cases that involve driving under the influence, are proceeding this week as scheduled, however. Court personnel will be updating the Virginia's judicial system website with new court dates as soon as possible. Anyone who's unable to determine his or her new court date or who doesn't receive a notice in the mail should call the clerk's office at 501-4723. The Henrico Board of Supervisors last night voted to allocate $8.8 million in federal CARES Act funding to the county's school system. That amount comes out to $175 per student. The school system must spend it by November 15th and plans primarily to use it to reimburse itself for purchases made earlier this year. Among those, the cost of additional laptops and tablets for pre-K, kindergarten, and first grade students that the school system bought, as well as the cost of Wi-Fi hotspots, hundreds of which it bought for families that don't have internet connections at home. The money just became available from the state October 9th. It was appropriated to the state by the federal government months ago. In total, during 3 separate CARES Act funding allocations, the school system now has received almost $33 million. If you want to know what homes near you are selling for, check out our weekly list of property transactions. You can find it now on henricocitizen.com by clicking under News. Henrico County yesterday reported 45 new cases of COVID-19. That brought the county's average daily number of new cases during the past 7 days up to 41. The county's 7-day positivity rate, however, has dropped slightly down to 5.1% as of October 23rd. That metric lags a few days behind on purpose. Also, 3 new hospitalizations were reported in the county related to the virus yesterday. Today's Henrico News Minute has been brought to you by the Lakeside Farmers Market. Be sure to check them out today between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. at 6110 Lakeside Avenue under the Pavilion You can also visit facebook.com/Lakeside Market RVA to learn more.